Well, it is rumored that the Pope has died. So I'm sorry for any of you that are Catholic and actually liked him. The only sadness I feel this morning is that someone who was unsaved may have died. It may have. I mean, you never know. Deathbed confessions, whatever. But what I wanted to talk about was if you didn't know about the Pope, well, we can just call it a conspiracy theory now, or false. We can just call it false prophecy. Actually, is what we call it now. There was a pope back, I think, like in the 1800s, who had written down there would be so many popes, and this would be the last pope, and then Jesus would return. Now, I mean, maybe Jesus could return before they get a new pope set up, but it doesn't take very long. You know, they're pretty much like politicians. They'll have him picked out before they let you know that they think who they even think they want to pick out. But if that makes sense. But anyway, they already know who the next pope is. That's what I'm trying to say. So there's not going to be any democracy, any voting, any of that stuff. So, but yeah, so that false prophecy is wrong, obviously. Like I said, unless Jesus comes back. There was a YouTuber who said Jesus was going to come back last week. Think the video. I'm sure they take it. I wished I would have marked the video down. I just see so much of that crap. I don't. It's not even worth it because rapture dreams and things. I say I'm in my mid 40s. Just the TV preachers alone, just Perry Stone alone, the number of times he said Jesus is coming back that he didn't. Um, I don't get alarmed by it anymore. There are more signs that need to happen. It's going to get way worse. There is no 7-year tribulation. Jesus just said tribulation. The 7 years of it's Jacob's trouble. The 7 years of Jacob's trouble. Well, Jacob became Israel. So that would be just 7 years of Israel's trouble. Now that might have started on October 7th or something. There may be something like that. But there is no 7-year tribulation. There's nowhere in the Bible that says 7-year tribulation other than the Daniel 7 years of Jacob's trouble. These a lot of the TV preachers in their stuff. And there's a lot of astrological signs coming this year. There's going to be a blood moon. There's going to be a smiley face in the star, I think, or in the sky. In the star. Yeah, there's going to be a smiley face in the sky. You can look it up. If I can find the graphic for that, I'll use it for the thumbnail. But yeah, you're going to hear Perry Stone tell you that Jesus is coming at least 5 times this year because of the Joel 2 and Joel 3 scriptures that the sun will turn to darkness. But that's all things happen at once there when Jesus returns. And Jesus returns and stays 1,000 years, and then the rapture happens at the end if you actually know your Bible, because that's what it actually says. And anybody who argues against that has watched too much Perry Stone or Jack Van Impe, if you remember him. He'd just have you living in fear that Jesus was coming back. We should, and he'd have you living in fear because I look forward to the return of Jesus. And I just try. That's what it said. Just try to make sure you're living every day right and to be fair, because it is easy. Just because, like, I was just thinking about that yesterday. I got distracted on secular things, just thinking about uh, going and getting a new commercial license, like to help my life through driving or whatever, or airplanes. But too old for that. But just that sidetrack of knowledge is something to better my life. Took me away from Jesus, to where I wasn't spending time in the Bible. I wasn't listening to the Bible. I wasn't reading the Bible. I wasn't praying. I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't spreading the gospel. I wasn't praying for anybody. And it's just that easy to get sidetracked. I mean, I just got to be as honest as I can. And I'm nobody special. I'm just a guy who works and does this try to do this as my fruit on the side, and then in public when I can. Uh, pray for people and spread the gospel. But anyway, the Pope prophecy looks like that has come to an end because he was the last pope. And that was the one thing. The guy had it right. If you twisted this or that and looked at people's uh, coat of arms or whatever and their names, well, psychics can be right sometimes too. So they get their information from the dark side. So when you know something is right 100% of the time, then that can be from God. Because the devil cannot be right 100% of the time. And this is why I don't trust any kind of prophecy that doesn't come out of the Bible. Because this was not biblical. It was just some pope who had a vision or whatever. Well, another pope had a vision. He was going to get, I think he was facing death. He was facing death or getting kicked out of the church. One of the two. But this was a monk. Actually, this was a monk, I think it was. He made a deal with the devil, and he wrote the devil's Bible, I think in the 1400s or something. And it's not the Bible written in California by the Anton LaVey, the bald-headed dude. This Bible's like as big as my torso, and this guy wrote this thing, and for it, every person who owned it died. Who owned that book died. If they owned it for 24 hours, they died. There's movies about it, but they're so satanic, don't even watch them. And you wouldn't want to watch them. They're so dark and nasty. And I can tell you the name of one of them. You'd probably heard of it, but I couldn't sit through it if I tried. When I was unsaved, I couldn't sit through it. All right, so I hope everybody has a great day. Sorry for the Catholics for your Pope's loss. I hear the Vatican is going to deny it until around Monday, and then they're going to announce it Monday. Thanks, God bless, and you'll have a great weekend.